Hi, friends. I have the new link going. Just a second as I paste this in. All right. Okay, I think I shared that effectively. Awesome. So I believe we are back. Hello, welcome back. Thank you for your patience. And also, that was super frustrating. And this is like the third time that's happened to me recently. So I'm not really sure what's going on. But little Eevee is like, what is happening? So anyway, I'm back. Sorry that took forever. Thanks for your patience. And we are going to dive into the next one. So I'm going to open this really cool box. So I want to show you first. These 3 boxes were in the large set. And then on the back of each box, it has the symbols that give you a hint as to which one it is. So I wonder if you can guess which one this is going to be. I'll take this over here because it's so big. Lift it off. And we have one instruction book. So each of these bags has its own instruction book in here. I'm not going to show you which one it is yet because I want you to guess and see if you can figure it out. It has these symbols, if that helps you. And it has all the bags that we need for this specific set. So we are going to dive in. And this is going to start with bag number... Okay, you can probably see it now. It's Charizard. So that was the one that was most voted on in Instagram. And also in the chat, the one person had said that that's what they wanted to see. It's going to start with bag 50. This set has 65 bags, which is just baffling to me. So I'm going to actually go through here and see if I can rearrange these quickly. I should have done this last night. I didn't think to. So we have 53, 56, 57, 58, 59. Okay. This is, oh, here we go. This is bag 50. So we'll start with that one in a second. Y'all, this is nuts. There's so many bags. Okay, this is 65, so that's the last bag of the whole set, which is really wild. 60, 61, 62. Some important pieces. So these are going to be part of the wings. 52, 53, 54. Guessing this is 55. I'm guessing this must be 51. It is. Okay. Whew. All right. We have bags 50 through 59 over here on my left, and bags 60 through 65 here on my right. I'm going to put them back in the box, and we're going to see what we can get through, y'all. I am back. Thank you for coming back. Y'all are so kind. That was super frustrating, and I'm sorry it did what it did, and I don't know why it did, and that's super frustrating. Like I said just a second ago, this happened to me recently, and I don't understand it. So, but I do understand that you all are kind individuals who are willing to hop back into a live stream, even well after there's been technical difficulties. So Eevee's going to stand on the Kanto badge box, which is maybe a risk, but that's okay. It's okay, it happens sometimes. It does. What triggered the balloons? I think it was a gesture that I did. I have tried to turn that feature off, but it does that sometimes. If I do a thumbs up on accident, it'll automatically do thumbs up symbols all over the screen. There's something else that happens where it shoots confetti. And I don't understand if it's a Mac thing or a YouTube thing or something else altogether. But I've tried in Mac settings to turn it off, Apple settings, and it never officially does anything when I turn it off. So I don't know what that's all about. But okay, y'all, this beautiful beast. It is attached to a stand. So you can see the little grayed out version that shows this is what we're building. So I think the first handful of steps are going to be just the stand portion. So peace signs trigger balloons. Oh, good to know. I didn't even intentionally do a peace sign, but it did. And Victor, do you know if it triggers balloons specifically in Apple computers? Like, is that a setting in there, or is that a setting in YouTube? I want to turn it off because I don't want that to happen again. In part, it's Mac. Okay, yeah, and that's where, like, I swear I've turned that off at least 2 or 3 times, and it still keeps it in here. Okay, fun piece about this build. Like I showed you, it has all these individual boxes. So you see that box over there. That is the first box, which I think is the Venusaur box. This is the Charizard box, and then the Blastoise box is this one behind me right there. Each of them has all of the instruction book and all the parts that you need for 1/3 of the build, which is cool. And it looks like each of them is going to come with a brick separator. So you can easily build this with 3 different people or more, and have them be building their own parts of it as you go through, which is really, really cool. And such a smart approach to designing the set. So that's pretty cool to me to see. So yeah. Anyway, thanks y'all. You were so kind to come back. Like, definitely didn't have to, and that makes me really happy. So thank you for doing that and for joining me again for part 2 of Tuesday. I also quickly ran over to Facebook and added or updated the link so that it would go to this feed, so that if anybody joins from it, they'll be able to join to the right one and see where we're at right now live. But so annoying. So annoying. And again, it's okay. Not a big deal, but technology is technology, right? This is part of the joys of technology too, is the frustration of it. So, okay. Let's see. So this is going to be, I fear this one's going to take some time, and I don't know how far we'll get today. I had planned to go until 4 o'clock today, so that's another hour. So we'll see how we do with that. I'd like to continue and make some good progress. All right, so we're getting a really intense Technic core right now. That is smart because this is going to be a very tough build that you don't want to fall apart. And I love, from what I've seen from the instructions and stuff, that you can actually have the Pokemon attach to their stands either separate or all together, and you can also remove them all together so that they're not even attached to the stand. So Charizard is meant to be flying, I think. So I think it probably makes the most sense to have him displayed on the stand, but we'll see once we get through some of this. But I do like that because I think it's important to be able to alter your display to fit your shelves and things, right? So that's something that's a bonus with all of this too. Okay, more and more Technic, and now it's saying to grab some of the pieces that are in the extra bag. This is also the like non-sexy part of the build, is the internal structure, but it's so important and so cool when you get to learn how some of those things work. So I'm putting up the other extra pieces here. All right, so we had some good conversation going. I'm trying to remember what we were talking about before the balloons, other than celebrating Eevee in all her glory. If any of you remember some of the questions we had and we're chatting about or whatever, feel free to pop them back in or start some new conversations as well. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I want to make sure that these are spaced appropriately. More Technic core fun. Curious if any of you have ever built mocks where you have Technic core on the inside to make sure that it's stable. We went to Brick Slopes, Colorado, and there was an incredible builder. I think his name was Zane, who had enormous Pokemon, and they were just phenomenal. And I'm sure that he had Technicore kind of all throughout every bit and piece of it in order for it to stand up the way it did. It held its shape, it held its pose. It was just really, really stunning. A lot of our mocks have been smaller in terms of the ones we've taken to conventions and things, and so we haven't necessarily gotten to use those type of techniques in a big mock yet. So that's maybe something that I want to work towards in the future. Oh, so yesterday, as I was on Instagram and kind of wrapping up the day, I asked a question that I'd love to hear from y'all. So I was in the Lego room and I walked past my Animal Crossing build of my house from Animal Crossing that has actually some pretty complicated build techniques to it. And I just had a moment where I glanced over it and I thought, wow, how cool that if you had asked me in 2017 to build that, I might have said, oh, I'll try, but I'm not exactly sure I can do it. Like I would have been pretty nervous about it. And then here I am years later in the future, I mean, almost a decade, which is wild to think about how my mock experience has really spanned almost an entire decade. But here I am in the future, and I had an idea last week. I think it was like over the weekend that I decided on what I was going to do for my Let's Build series build, and I just did it. Like I just pulled it together, and yes, it took some trial and error. Yes, it took some like planning and thinking through and redesigning and getting some new parts and that kind of stuff. But I did it. I pulled it all together, and it really impressed me about past Justin and how far he's come. And so like, I really look at that and I think, wow, like they've gained all these different skills over time, you know, and now I'm really proud of where I'm at. So I say that not to say like kudos to me by any means, but to ask you, what moments have you had where you were really impressed with yourself? Whether it's brick building or not, like what was something that you did maybe recently, or maybe not, where you just thought, wow, look what I accomplished, look what I did. Because I think it's really important for us in life to be able to celebrate those wins and to champion ourselves and to support ourselves and to support each other. So I'm going to pose that question to y'all. What have you done? What have you built? What have you created? What have you accomplished that you think past you would be super impressed? Or even like past you would be mildly impressed. Steps up from where you were before. I think it's easy for me to look at the stuff I do and to think through all the ways I want to improve it and to think through all the ways I want to fix and continue to grow and all that kind of stuff. And I think there's something healthy to that, for sure. It helps keep us humble, which is an important quality. But I also think it's hard to get there if you don't celebrate the wins as you go. So that's my question for y'all. Last year for the weekly build challenge, you were super scared and nervous about the brick heads challenge, and you were surprised that you were able to build it. Hey, awesome. I love that. And I love that it was related to my challenge. That's cool. Because that means that you took on something that you probably wouldn't have done because of the challenge, if I'm not mistaken. If that's the case, that makes me even more happy because one of my biggest goals with those challenges is to help people grow in their skills and their confidence. So I love hearing that. You just made my heart soar, and that makes me so happy. You're enjoying making buildings that just don't look like a box. Yeah, Bev, I love that. TikTok and people, oh wait, let me jump back. One of the first builds I did with my husband was an alternate build for the Welcome to Emerald City set. Ooh, cool. We both added our own touch to it, and the outcome of it was awesome. And we decided to upload to TikTok, and people liked it. Yeah, they did. So you did the instructions because people were asking for them. Oh my gosh. I can't tell you the number of times people have asked me for instructions for things that I built. And I'm not saying that as a brag at all. It's not meant to be a flex. What that's meant to say is anytime you post anything that's cool online, people are going to say, hey, give us the instructions. And it takes a lot of effort and time to do that. So don't always promise that right away, but make sure that you have the time and energy to commit to that. I support you though when you do get a chance to do it. That's really cool. I've recently got into building some or designing some digital instructions for people, and it's now one of my favorite things, which I'm really enjoying to get to do. But it is time intensive for sure, and so you want to make sure that you're committing to things that you're going to still continue to enjoy doing. So Bev, I'm super excited to see more of your buildings come through at the meetings and see you do things that look less rectangular over time. That's fun. And I know that, like, you know, when I look back at my first modular mock, it is very rectangular. And I look at it and I think, I love that so much and I could do it better now. And maybe someday I will. And I don't know when or if I'll ever get around to that. But you also did a BrickHeads for Max Stranger Things and uploaded it. Sweet. 1 week after someone took your design and uploaded it to Rubrickable. Of course they did. That's another challenge with this, unfortunately, is people stealing your stuff, which is not cool. So sorry to hear that happened, but one way to look at it is flattery. They clearly valued what you did so much that they just had to steal it, which is so unnerving. But kudos to you for making something that was good enough for someone to steal, I guess. Let's see. All right. Also, I love that you did a brick built or a BrickHeads Max. We need her. We need her in this world. That's awesome. She's such a badass character from the show. Oh my gosh, I'm sad that journey's over for sure. It was such a good show. And I had all that false hope from all the people saying that it wasn't actually over and that it's really going to come back with new episode or a new interpretation of the end and all this stuff. And I got a little wrapped up in that only to find out that it wasn't true. So I love the conspiracy theories of it all, though. So you work all day building love. Then in the morning, I think of something I want to add, take the whole thing apart and change it. Right? Yeah, that's so easy to do. And also that's so fun to do, hopefully. Okay, this is like lots of Technicore for the base, I think. Oh, the word joy was just hanging up in the window from Christmas, and I guess it decided to be less joyful and to fall. So the Y is gone and it says Joe now. I think that means it's time for us to officially take down the rest of Christmas, I guess. So sad. So sad. Although it's February, so it's Valentine's time. Past me would be impressed with making windows that aren't flat. Hey, that's fun. I love that. I love that. And also, thank you all for entertaining me with your answers and playing the game. I love philosophical games where you ask deep questions and deep thinking. And Philip has learned to embrace the fact that that's a little fact about his husband. So he will always be asked really deep questions about life, whether he wants to answer them or not. So you like adding texture to the windows. Nice. I love that so much. And yeah, like there's so much that you can do with builds to level them up in small different ways. Okay, also, please hold. Let me show you this piece. This is new to me. So I've seen this basically in 2 separate pieces, but I haven't seen it this large. Like I've seen the smaller one that's like, that's basically the size of a 2x3. But this is the size of it. Oh no, no more reactions. Stop it. Go. Why is it green? I think I'm back. Am I back? Can you hear me? I think I'm back. I like that, Victor, that you put the thumbs down in the chat. Yay, I'm back. Okay. Victor, was it you who told me about about this being in Apple? And if so, can you point me to where it would be? Because oh my gosh, it's freezing again. I'm trying to get to the feature where you turn off those reactions. If anybody knows how, if you can let me know, that'd be great. Okay, yay, I'm back. Oh my gosh, y'all. I'm trying to figure out how to turn off these reactions. So if anybody knows how, I would love for you to let me know. I swear I've done it. Oh my gosh, muted again. What is happening here? What is happening here? What is happening? Yes, that's what I was saying. Oh my goodness. Okay, can you hear me at all? I'm not on mute on my end, which is weird. It's showing that it's working fine. Okay, y'all, good night. This is just not my favorite thing. I'm like, please hold and don't. It might be just you, Victor. I do appreciate your efforts to like understand what I was saying by lip reading. And I appreciate everybody hanging in and like being cool with all of this like ridiculous drama that has happened. I am going to like keep my hands low and not do anything that could be a gesture that could be misinterpreted by this silly monster that is my computer camera. What in the world? So frustrating. Okay, so I did get a plastic bag. That's for those extra parts. And I think we're going to continue to see those in sets for a while, but not a big surprise. And then I am finishing. Wow, this is only bag 1. You're back. You can hear me now. Had to close the app. Okay, well, I'm glad it worked. No, I am not doing that. I see what you're trying to do. Sabotage. Yeah, I don't want to do any more gestures. It's like, so I can't be animated when talking. Does it know me? It's like, how do we curse Justin? Oh my goodness. Okay, so keep my hands low. Don't do any gestures. Open the bag carefully. After we're done with this feed, I am going to do my best to figure out what is going on and how to remove those reactions, because I know I've turned that feature off multiple times in my settings, so it shouldn't be happening. And it's making me bonkers. It's driving me bonkers. It happens like during Zoom calls sometimes and whatever too, and you're like, sometimes it's like, yeah. Anyway, so annoying. So annoying. Okay, anyway. Now like my brain is going to be just thinking about that a lot, and there's no need. It's fine. Okay, so let's keep going. Keep trucking along. Breathe in, breathe out. Autocorrect. Oh, yes, you do know me, and that's why it's funny. Right, because I'm so animated, usually, right? Like, it's so rude for it to be like, oh, we're going to take that away from you. Seriously? Come on. Come on, technology, work with me here. My friends want to see me be animated. That's why they tune in. Ugh. Good night. This is so silly. Okay. But yes, that's something I commit to doing. As soon as the feed is over today, I'm going to go into settings and I'm going to scream at my computer until it does what I want it to. So silly. Bev and Missy, have you caught any fun Pokemon lately? Or are there any Pokemon stops, Pokestops, right? Are there any of those around town that have a really cool picture for when I'm sending gifts to people. You already made my day. Oh, thanks. With the reaction situation. I'm so glad. I'm so happy that you enjoyed that. For real. I actually am, because that life is joyful. Life is meant to be joyful. There's no need to let that ruin my day, right? It's just silly. And if we can laugh, then we can move on with life and have fun, right? So no need to be stressed or worried or whatever. Okay, why did I... Oh, I did this wrong. Dadgummit. I put it in the wrong spot. Here we go. Shift this down more. Good night. Okay, well, you already... Sweet. I'm glad I made your day, Victor. Victor, where do you live? Are you here in Austin? I can't remember. A few weeks ago, you got a cool shiny scatterbug. I have not gotten a shiny anything yet. So that's cool. And now I need to look up what a scatterbug looks like. I know shinies are rare for sure. And I have also been told that the ones with like hats and stuff are rare. If it has special surprise outfits or whatever. I definitely don't have any of those yet. Texarkana. Oh, cool. Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. Have you been to Brick Rodeo? Have we met in person? Forgive me if we have. I'm not the best with connecting like screen names to people's faces. So for the longest time, I didn't realize that Missy was Texas 312 or 132. And every time you joined, I was like, oh, my friend is back, but I don't remember who that is. But now I know. So now I'm aware of who you are when you join. So thank you for always being so supportive. Okay. More of this Technic fun. Y'all, I think this will be more exciting to share with y'all once we get more to the building of the characters. But also, I mean, I'm learning a lot about like the importance of Technic in these builds and maybe some different ways to do it. I'm surprised and interested about how this piece, you can see, please don't do a gesture. You can see how it has like that gap in the middle and it's not completely solid. Not yet. Okay. Yes. Oh, that's so fun. Thanks, Victor. Well, I am a fan of you from YouTube, from my chat feed. So you should definitely come to Brick Rodeo. We would love to see you. So Bev and Missy, who are on the chat, they are friends of mine from my lug here in Austin. Good people for sure. And I would highly recommend that you come to Brick Rodeo so you can meet all of us in person. And we can all say hello. And you can also bring your husband, which would be fun. So what's your husband's name? My husband, Philip, sometimes joins me for live streams, but it's only like when it's on a weekend when he's not working during the weekdays. He has a different work schedule than I do in terms of that. So yeah, but I always love when he's able to join. We have a good time together. Pablo, awesome. Well, it's nice to virtually meet you both. I have not been to Texarkana before. Ooh, y'all. Fun piece alert. This one, I'll show you in a minute once I put it on. These are those, what I like to call gold bricks, but it's purple. But it's that piece in dark purple. That's fun. I think it's existed before this. I don't think it's a new piece, but it's a nice piece. All right, here's where the fun comes. Okay, so we have this base. You can see in the middle, we've got those orange pieces here, those orange Technic pins. And then here we've got this Technic piece. This is gonna go face down. And we're gonna ingots, that's the word. Yes, purple ingot. Bev, do you know, or Missy, do you know if that was, if that one already existed, that purple? I don't know that I've seen a purple ingot before. But yeah, now we push these these orange pieces in, and it holds this stable. So now this is going to be much more stable, which is really cool. Hello. Philip, my live stream froze after somehow I did a gesture that made balloons all over the screen.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone, or many people, came back. So thank you all for still coming back once I started a new one. And then it froze again because of doing a thumbs up thing on accident. So I need to really figure out how to turn off those reactions because it's clearly messing with my...
At one point, the lights flickered. So I wonder if it was like a...
Oh, in the house?
It was like very quick.
Oh, Philip said at one point the lights flickered in the house. So we wonder if it's maybe just related to that. Sometimes our power goes out. So that's fun in the neighborhood that we're in. So, hey, Justin. It's another Justin. Good stuff. How are you doing? For those who don't know, Justin is the other half of Jean's version. And they are both buddies of ours here in Austin, which is fun. I'm guessing you're not in Denmark with Jean. I saw that she was traveling, so hope she's having a good time. / I'm jealous. I would love to be there with her. That's so fun. You do have that color. Awesome. You know they use that for books sometimes. Nice. I know she's all the way. Is she not in Denmark? Okay. I saw her traveling. Maybe she went through Denmark, but I saw her traveling far, far away. I hope she's having fun though, wherever she is. She gets to go on such really exciting adventures, and I love to see that and live vicariously through her travels, which is fun. So for those who don't know Jean's version, A, how do you not know her? She's amazing. And B, she's great. She's wonderful. And she has a wonderful Instagram focused on all different types of lifestyle fun, but Lego is a huge part of that, as is Funko. And she and I became, okay, Mr. Lego Master. No, but for real, she has such exciting adventures. I mean, I'm happy about the adventures we've had for sure too. So, but yes, anyhow, her content is great and she's a wonderful human. So you all should get to know her for sure. She's gotten to go to some really cool things related to Star Wars and to F1, which is really cool too. So lots of fun. Happy New Year, Justin. I don't know that we've chatted since it's been the new year. I hope you're having a wonderful year so far. Ours has been good. Gosh, this is such a gross smoothie bottle in the frame. Let me move that out of here. But finish it off a little bit. I finished Eevee before you came on. Look at how cute. Just adorable. And so many like articulating movements and stuff. Like obsessed. Just working video games. You've been playing Arc Raiders. Fun. I'm not familiar, but that's cool. I've been doing I've been getting more into Fortnite. So that's been fun. And I was only doing the Lego Fortnite. But then I got really excited about regular Fortnite too. And when I say regular, I know there's like a million versions, but I've been doing Reload and Zero Build and Blitz Battle, I think. So that's been a lot of fun. Yeah, I love the Lego Fortnite though. Printed or stickers on the Eevee, all printed, which is great. So I did, yesterday I was able to get through the gift of purchase and the Lego Insiders rewards, and both of those are full of stickers. But I was thrilled to see with Eevee that it's all printed. So yeah, all printed is super awesome. I really now want another set of the eyeballs because I would love to use it for a different type of character. And I'm not sure what character yet, but I think it'd be really fun to have. So may have to snag me a second copy of Eevee eventually. We'll see. Or just get the parts for that too. So it is full of fantastic medium nugget parts. So great parts pack for that. But how would you want to build it and take it apart? Like I feel like with Eevee, it's too cute to take apart. Also, Justin, on the feed, we've been talking about what's our favorite Pokemon and if you play or if you have played or what kind of your experiences with it. So I'd love to hear from you too about yours. So in his side gig world, Justin is also a beach volleyball player or sand volleyball player. And So yeah, so that's another fun fact. Oh, Umbreon. Nice. Good stuff. I love that. Those eyes on Eevee wouldn't work. Yeah, probably not. But yes, really, really cute build overall. I was very happy to get this wave for sure. Okay. Justin, are y'all going to you like Blastoise and Squirtle? Yes, the one with the shades, of course, of course. That's what they need to do when they make a Squirtle, is have it be the one with the shades. That would be fantastic. Are y'all going to Brick Rodeo? Will we see you there? I'm assuming since it's a town, but I also know that sometimes you're traveling to other places at that time, so I'm looking forward to it. It'll be nice to have it in a new location and to try some new display areas and stuff. Yay, good. We'll see you there for sure. But hopefully we see you before then. So I've talked with I know Bev and Missy who are on. You always do the Austin one. Yay, good. Yeah, when it's in Austin, it's so convenient. It's like it's hard to pass up if you know, since it's already here in our backyard. Plus it'll be closer to y'all, I think, with where y'all live. So that's fun. I was going to say that Missy and Bev on the feed here, they both play Pokemon Go. And so we've talked a lot about that because that's been a new game for me, which I'm loving. I'm curious if you play as well. And same with you, Victor. Do you play? Or do you do any Pokemon things? Also, thanks to whoever liked the feed. I appreciate that so much. It's always fun to get to spend time with y'all, and I appreciate the little elements of gratitude, whether it's through words or actions like that too. So thank you. Yay. After the feed today, I'm going to go in and take down the hanging ornament balls. That was one of my plans this afternoon. And I also want to pack up the big Christmas tree set. So the Christmas tree set that was here, I moved it and I took down the Santa mosaic. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I need to figure out how to like take it apart because I think it comes apart in different sections. So love playing Fortnite with your niece, fun, and cousins, and you got your sister into gaming too. That's awesome. Bunko, fun. Okay, you played some. Your mom would have parties. Oh, that's fun. I love that. I said Pokemon Go, but it came across as Bunko, and I can see why. No, I meant the iPhone game, but I love that you answered anyway, which is really fun. And now we know more about Bunko. And yeah, Hector, I love that you and I have been connected on Pokemon Go. That's been a lot of fun. Yeah, I was asking Missy and Bev about which Pokestops to go to in Austin to get cool designs because I want to send you better gifts. Although we do have some really cool murals here. So I'll continue to send you some fun ones as we get them. So. All right, let's see. Y'all, this is just 2 bags in. This is a lot just for 2 bags. And it's maybe going to get to some detail here eventually. We'll see. Ooh, all right. I'm excited about this. We're getting some reddish orange in some new to me shapes for reddish orange, which I'm pretty familiar with the parts that come in this color because I looked it up during the Wicked build that I was working on, and these look like some new ones, which is really cool. So we're getting this piece, which is that curved one. We're getting a 2x2 brick, which is always useful. We're getting this one, which I think this one came in one of the Wicked sets, but I can't remember if it did or not. And then some tiles that we already had. We're also getting this curved wedge. We're getting our curved slope. We're getting this wedge tile. And I'm guessing there's a left and a right. And we're getting, okay, great. A traditional slope. So lots of great parts in that color. This is going to be a great year if we're getting more of this. I love that. I use that in a lot of builds. Actually, that was the trim on my Animal Crossing house. was trying to match what it looked like in the game, and I kept asking Philip because there's not a good color match for the way the house looks, and when you look at it at nighttime versus daytime, it also looks different. But what I ended up going with was light pink or regular pink, and then the reddish orange for the trim. So love playing for them. Yay, fun. Most of the Pokestops you see all like dog parks, restaurants, nothing really interesting. Okay, dog parks would be kind of fun though. I feel like I've found a lot that are at or that have murals, which I think is really fun. So, but maybe those are just the ones that are like near our house. Haven't really explored too much of Austin yet with that. I went to the Arboretum for a little bit, and that was pretty cool. So there's some nice ones over there, like over by that GameStop and the Cheesecake Factory and Amy's Ice Cream, which is a beautiful area to walk when it's nice outside. I'm a little disappointed that the heat is already starting to come back. That is not so cool.
Do you want to test out the additional lights on that before we're putting it up? Or just
let's just put it up, I think, because I already moved it. They should be easy to put on, though.
Yeah.
So the lights that Philip, well, you probably didn't hear his question. He asked if I wanted to test the additional lights that were on the tree that went behind me here. So on our buffet, we had the new Christmas tree that LEGO created. It was called the Family Christmas Tree, and it was very large. It was like a $300 set or $350, I think, and beautiful. And he got me a light kit for it, and so we put on most of the lights, but there were some that like you put on the top and just like string down from it. And we didn't know if they were necessary. We weren't exactly sure, so we didn't put them on initially, but we put the rest of them on, and it looked great. But yeah, we didn't continue with putting them on. So he's wondering if we wanted to try that before we pack it away. Probably downtown where the murals are. Yeah, that would be good for some really good ones for sure. Yeah, I was at Barton Creek Mall the other day and went to the LEGO store, and there were a ton of Pokestops in there. I think there were like 8. Gotta catch them all. That's right. Hey, pal. Good to see you. We had fun on the stream last night. Jill did a great job. Were you there? Boop. I love it. I don't know if I saw you in the chat there, but I was assuming you were. So how have you been? And thanks for joining. It's good to see you. So everybody, Black Dragon is our friend Cody from Utah, Brick Slopes, Utah. I feel like that's where you live now. You live in Brick Slopes. That's your home address now. All right. Lots of fun curved tiles here. Loving that we're getting a lot in this dark orange color. Pretty snazzy. Okay. Let's see. So I'm guessing this is like part of the like lava type overflow that's going to show up on the base for Charizard. But it's, I'll show you once I'm done with this part. Oh, actually, ooh, there's more. So, so we're getting lots of these curved tiles. It looks like an elephant trunk to me right now, but lots of these curved tiles, and they're starting to kind of show up, and it looks like little bits of lava overflow or something on the build, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I'm curious to see what this all looks like once we're done. I think I've said this before on feeds, but oftentimes when I'm building these sets, I don't retain a lot of information about what they looked like before because I don't stare at them too much. I try to just let it be whatever the build experience is as I'm going through. And it's so fun when I'm like, oh, wow, that looks really neat. So, but that's why I don't know for sure. Like, I think this will be lava. We'll see. So nice little pieces, though, that are showing up on the edges here, and you can see them kind of on the base there. So it's going to create some interesting waves and shapes that look like an overflow of stuff. So yeah, good stuff. Cody, what conventions are you going to this year? We are still looking into our plans because we have a big trip coming up in March for our best friend's birthday, 40th birthday. And so it's a big deal, and we're making it a big deal with a huge trip. And so that means that a lot of our travel funds are tied up with that. So not exactly sure yet where we'll be going beyond Brick Rodeo. Maybe Bricks Cascade and maybe Brick Slopes, Utah. I'm really hoping to get to both, but we'll see. So we also have a wedding that we'll be going to later in the year. So that also takes up some of the travel funds, which is fine. You know, we're happy to go and support our friends, of course, but yeah, it just means that we need to be thoughtful about how we're spending and where we're spending. So. All right, I am liking the use of these new tiles, or new in this color. So here you can see some more of those reddish orange, and I like right under here how we see that one that has the chip out of it. It is pretty cool. LA so far, awesome. I really wish we could go, but that coincides with our trip in March. So we were really bummed when that was not when it was announced. We're thrilled that it's coming, but we were bummed that we couldn't make it swing it this time. So it's okay. In the future, there will be more for sure. So, all right. Okay, this is a cool use of a part. I like this little curve that we use that curved part going down, and it sits so flush right next to that wedge piece. That's really very satisfying. Okay, and this is going to go. So we're starting to build up the tower. All right. I just want to make sure I have this positioned right. It looks like I do. So we're starting to go up the side here. So definitely need to play Pokemon Go more during the day, because now that I ran out of my Disneyland gifts, I keep sending everyone the same playground Pokemon stop that's close to your house. I love that. I think it's so funny. I really only have a few Pokestops that are nearby our house, and so those are also the ones that I get a lot of gifts from to send to people. And it's like always the same. So if you see a restaurant called Tan Mai, it's an amazing restaurant, but it's also nearish to where we live. So that is why I have a billion gifts from there to send to people, which I just think is kind of funny. It's like, they must think I love this restaurant, which I do, but I don't eat there as often as I get the gifts for it. I do love, and I'm jealous that you're able to go to Disney and get Pokestops there. That's so cool. I wonder too if Disney actually set up those Pokestops. I kind of think they didn't, since there's no affiliation with Pokemon. It kind of feels like they wouldn't do that themselves. So it's interesting that there are so many all throughout the parks, but I love them. So thank you for sending them to me. That's really sweet. I messaged him one day when I was like, oh no, I forgot to save the postcard from the last gift you sent me. It was a really cool one and I missed it. I think it was a Pirates of the Caribbean one, maybe. I'll have to go and look. But I was like, that was my mistake. I was playing too quickly. Let's see. That's okay. So this step, it shows a part being placed, but it's not the most clear as to where it should go. And I think I figured out where it goes, but I want to show you this because I don't think this is all that well. Yeah, this does not make sense to me. Oh, never mind. Part of the instructions were covered. Here, let me show you. So here's the instructions. This one under my finger. box, what I was looking at. And if you open it, you can see that little white box, but it was closed just like that much. And so I couldn't see it. So I could see the tan piece, but I didn't understand why it was raised so high. That's because the book is too thick to open solidly. So let's peel that open more. That is one reason why it would be nice to be using the digital instructions instead. I don't have an iPad that I can use for that. And so that makes it a little bit difficult to be able to do. If we're ever using them, we're using them on our phones, and that's so that we can do the Build Together app, which is great for sure for the experience of it, but it also ties up your phone. And I like to be able to have my phone to like film some things and take pictures as I'm going and that kind of stuff. So I would love to get some type of tablet device that has it. I think we've looked into whether or not Philips Fire Stick could work. Okay, here's another example of that. So we've got this wedge down here, or this wedge plate. And then we have this curved wedged rounded brick. And that sits there flush. And just look at that. That's so clean, the way it connects. That's just so nice, so satisfying, the way that sits in there. Also, Cody, do you play Pokemon? And if so, what versions of Pokemon do you play? Do your kids play maybe? Or do you ever play with Emily? I know she's over there and she and her kids play. I think she was saying they play the card game. Oh, this is just so good. I'm going to add all these on and then show you how clean this looks. So nice, so sleek. This is also, this set is helpful with rock work. Like this is teaching me a little bit more about good approaches to rock work. And I think that's something that I definitely could continue to grow in. So I'm excited to learn from it. Is there another? Okay, cool. So yeah, so look at that. It's just so solid. Yeah, the lava looks fantastic, right? Like really impressive. And I love the shapes that they're using, and those curved wedge pieces are really giving a lot of flow to it. So there are also a lot of Pokestops at Universal Studios too. Awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, I'm guessing just like regular everyday people who are playing have added them as they go, which is really cool. And yeah, I wonder about if the places that, if Universal and if Disney are okay with that, which let's hope they never remove them because they're really cool. Okay, look at that, y'all. It's so nice. And it's making this really blocky shape into something much more organic and beautiful. That's really, really cool. All right, now we put on the rest of these tiles. These pieces that are like little tiny pyramids. You can't really see it in my fingers. There we go. We get a bunch of those on here. Okay. And then we move on to bag 53. Whew. So we've done 0, 1, 2. So we've done 3 bags worth. Y'all, this is a lot. We have 10 minutes left till 4, but I think I'm going to do this full bag. So I'll probably finish this full bag and then wrap up for the day. I might continue working on the base here. We'll see. I definitely owe you a Pirates one and a Devil Mural one from you. Yes. Oh, that would be awesome. Yes, I need to get you a Torchy's Taco one. It's so fun. I sent it to a friend that's here in Austin without realizing that I only had one. And I was like, oh no, I meant to send that to you. So, all right, let's dive in. These bags have a ton of parts each. I mean, with over 6,400 parts, how many parts is this? Just kidding. 6,838, almost 7,000 parts. So if you think about that, with almost 7,000 parts, with 65 bags, that is more than 100 parts per bag. Is that right? Did I do the math right? 6,500. Yeah, That's like 110 to 120 parts per bag. That's half of Eevee. Like, and Eevee was 6 bags. So this is just a long build for sure. So I may work on more of this one later tonight if I have the energy to do so, just so that tomorrow on the feed or on the stream, we're more at the place of like building some characters. But we'll see. Curious on your thoughts on that. If you like seeing the internal components, or if you prefer more of the like steps beyond at this point too, let me know. I just yeah, it's also just going to take a long time to get through these. So, but I'm enjoying it for sure. They're really cool builds. Zero complaints with that regard for sure. And I do feel immensely lucky to get to do this. It's really special. All right. Ooh, more boxes. We keep bringing in more and more boxes from the garage, and it's to put all of the Christmas stuff up. And there's so much everywhere. And I love that there's so much everywhere because it makes our house so fun at Christmas time. But it's always the dreaded repack portion of it all that's like not fun. And Philip, to his credit, has been doing a lot of that and putting in a ton of effort into it, which is great. He is wonderful. Okay, I should have one more slope. Here it is. Where do these go? These go on the inside here. But yeah, this is definitely a build that's teaching me a little bit about rock work, so that's cool. Ooh, and I love these long cheese slopes that we're getting. I got a bunch last year when I was doing that Wicked project. And initially we were going to build the dress in shades of red, reddish orange, and orange. And so I have that in every color imaginable. And then I also have it in black because that's what we ended up recoloring the dress to. And so it's wonderful to have some of those extra parts. They were super generous to give me lots of parts as I was working on the build, knowing that I needed to kind of prototype and whatnot. Yeah, the end result was really fun, but also meant that I got to keep the extra parts, which was a huge benefit. So doing that project was such a dream. It's really cool. All right. So getting some more of this lava type feature. What's interesting too, I've said this before, but the build has both the structure that the I almost said the minifigs, the structure that the Pokemon sit on, as well as the Pokemon themselves. And so much of what you're building ends up being the structure within each of these boxes. And I do love that they separated the boxes so that you could build them with other people. And each person or each group could also build their own of the large Pokemon builds because there's just so much that goes into this. So I could see having like a big party with lots of friends to go through these could be really fun. So yeah, who wants to come to Austin? Big Pokemon building party. Okay. More of these chipped up 1x2s, which is nice. And I am curious to see once we get to building Charizard how he's able to be displayed off of this, or if he really does need the whole display because he's kind of in flight, is what it looks like to me. So curious on if that will be something that feels necessary or if it'll be able to be displayed separately. So I kind of hope separately because this whole display is going to be pretty massive. So is she okay? You hear Penny? Yeah, she is. She's okay. So we've taken her to the vet and we've taken her to the cardiologist and learned that she has some allergies that she's working through. So she's on some allergy meds to hopefully help with some of that. We think she might be dealing with some heartburn issues as well, and so we're going to be looking into that too. We have a friend who that was the case with her dog, and so yeah, it's been tough though. The last year has been a lot with health stuff related to with Penny's health stuff. So she is 14. She's adorable and wonderful. And her cough, it sounds much worse than it actually is, but it can be quite alarming. So when we took her into the cardiologist, they reassured us that the heart meds that she's been on since September or October, I think it was October, that they're actually working really well and that her heart shrank in size, which is a good thing. And so they assured us that it was not a heart issue that she was dealing with. But yeah, that's something we're very aware of. Philip actually wakes up during the night when she's coughing at night too, and that's been pretty tough because it's hard for him to get some sleep. For some reason, I'm able to sleep through it, but yeah. So she also, one thing that we noticed too is she she knows that when she makes coughing sounds that we pay attention and that we notice her, and so sometimes it's hard to know if she's actually coughing or if she's faking a cough. And when she fakes the cough, it often makes her start to really cough. So, oh, the joys. It's tough. We love her so much, and she's been with us for 10 years, which is amazing. We got married in November, and we adopted her in January that following year. So she's been with us pretty much almost the whole time we've been married. So. But thank you for asking. That's really sweet of you to ask. Once our friend pointed out the heartburn, we thought maybe that's actually possible because around the same time as she started to do her heart meds, she was having another health issue that resulted in us needing to switch her to some wet food. And the wet food, she eats much faster because she was eating the dry food in a slow feeder. That was like a puzzle bowl, and that was to help slow her down so she wasn't getting choked. Because when we first got her, she ate way too fast all the time and then would get choked. And so because she eats the wet food fast, that could very well be a heartburn issue. So that was relatively recently that we learned that, and want to check in with our doctor about it, or with her doctor about it rather. So. And she also will get into some coughing fits when she jumps on or off a couch. And she doesn't like to stay on the couch by herself. She wants to always be with us. So if we're up and about, walking around the house, doing errands or things, she'll often get up on the couch and then get off the couch and follow us around the house, and then get back up on the couch and off the couch over and over and over again. And it's like, girl, stop. You're going to make yourself cough. Please don't. More because we're sad for her. We don't like to see her experience that. Okay, getting closer to finish. This is a ton of structure here. I'm wondering if I'm starting to build Charizard. I'll show you in a second what I'm building so you get a sense of it. But it looks to be a lot of snot building techniques, and I'm wondering if that's going to be part of the inner core to Charizard. So let me finish with these pieces, and then I'll show you this core that we're building. All right. What I love too with these builds is seeing how much they're able to leave out of the inside of these to make them relatively hollow. So take a look at this, y'all. This is going to be the inner core, I'm assuming, of Charizard's body, but I'm not exactly sure yet. We'll see. And there's tons of snot bricks in here. So lots of the ones that we use in brickheads, which is pretty cool and will be really useful. Also, the joy sign, the Y fell down. I don't know if you heard that. I can. Oh, Philip is taking down his nutcrackers, y'all. That means it's a sign of the times. We've got them all over the house. So it's always a big feat to take all those down, as it is to take all the Lego down from the holidays. So that's on my to-do list for sure. Okay. Goodness, there is so much with just this one step, y'all. This is going to be a pretty large build, and this is only one of the three, which is, whew, it's going to be pretty big. Oh, I love this color. So I like that in the lightish blue, the very light blue color. I think it's called bright light blue. We're getting this axle hole. That I'm guessing will show up in some of the other Pokemon that we're building for this set too. So you took all your cardinals and winter trees down finally. Ugh, it's so much effort, right? I didn't know you have cardinals up. That's really fun. I have a strong affinity towards cardinals, in part because my family's from Southern Illinois. So I grew up as a Cardinals fan, baseball, but then also they remind me of my grandmother, because at my grandmother and grandfather's house, they had cardinals that would fly in all the time, and they had all these beautiful trees everywhere. And so when she passed a handful of years ago, I started to kind of collect some cardinal things, kind of in memory of her. I already had a bunch of cardinal things before that, but it just felt like really connected for me at that point. So,
Perfect.
yes.
Did you see the text with Sean?
I did not, but I'll be off here in about 10 minutes.
Okay, I'm getting on a call till 5, and then we're meeting her at 5:30.
Okay, cool. I will make sure I'm ready. Thanks. We are going to go and meet a friend for dinner, which will be nice to see her. She's one of our closest friends here in town, and yeah, it'll be good to catch up with her. Not sure where we're going. Lots of great places. Maybe there'll be some cool Pokestops nearby. Okay, getting closer to finished. So it looks like they're using yellows and black and light bluish gray, and then the very light blue color for the internal core here. So that's nice. That's nice. I have bird feeders and have many cardinals visit. That's really fun. I didn't know that there were cardinals here in Austin, so that's really cool to hear. Actually, I think we've seen one or two before in Austin, so I might be wrong about that. But our old house that we rented before buying this one was beautiful and had some trees out back, and had a beautiful large picture window corner in our bedroom where we could look into the backyard right over a tree, the magnolia tree. And there were so many birds that flew by and that came through over there, and it was just really pretty. So we got to see really neat birds all through, all from kind of Austin area, in our backyard all the time. So here we have woodpeckers, and thankfully they don't peck on the house, but we get them right outside here on some of the trees. And we have this ugly duck that likes to stand on our roof, which I never knew happened, but is a common experience apparently. And our neighbor has a pond, or I mean, not a pond, has a pool, and the duck likes to swim in her pool. And it will often jump up and stand on our wooden fence between their house and ours, and will eat the fence, which makes me so angry. And so I always find myself running outside screaming at the bird to get away, and it just looks at me like I'm nuts. It does not listen at all, and it's so annoying. So, okay, y'all, we have finished bag 54. And this is not what I thought it was. And I thought maybe it was going to be the core. But no, this is more of the stability for the support. Y'all, this is going to be massive. Don't tell Philip. He's outside right now. This is going to be massive. This is just the portion that's for the structure of this. So recap of what we got through today. We got through 5 bags, 50 through 54, 5 bags of Charizard, and you don't even see an inch of Charizard here, not even an ounce of Charizard anywhere, but we do see some beautiful, beautiful lava That's really cool. So that was what we got through on the second half of the feed, but on the first half of the feed, we got through Eevee and we finished this adorable build. So I will be back again tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel, 1:30 p.m. To continue the builds. It'll be lots of fun. And I may even start at 1. Yeah, it's going to be massive. I may start at 1 tomorrow. Regardless, whenever I start, feel free to join anytime you can. I'd love to have you anytime that you're available. And we will continue Charizard. Real quick in the chat, for those who are here, do you want me to continue working on building this tonight so that tomorrow I'm building more of the actual Pokemon Charizard? Or should I just pick up where I left off? And no promises either way. It depends on my depends on where I'm at. This is now my chin rest. This is what this is meant for, I'm pretty sure. Thanks again for joining. Y'all are fantastic. I really appreciate the chat and y'all being here with me and supporting me through this build. It's super fun. I'm very, very grateful for this. And yeah, we'll continue tomorrow and we'll continue again on Thursday and probably continue again on Friday. And maybe by the end of Friday, we'll be done. We'll see. Would love it if you could like and subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah. You can build more of the base if you have time. Sweet. If I do, I will. And if I don't, then we'll see you all tomorrow. But thanks again. Have a wonderful evening, afternoon, whatever time it is for y'all. Build kindness. And thanks for hanging with me through all the drama of the video feed. Yeah, continue building tonight and watch a few Pokemon episodes. Sounds good. Okay, bye.